of the centers of Jewish civilization and Muslim civilization, because they were together, there were, of course, Baghdad, which was was the capital of the Muslim Empire. It was a great center. And the Jews of Babylonia, who had flourished there for a long time and had flourished in many cities. In fact, there were certain cities. There was a city by the name of Sura, another one by the name of Pumbedita and Nahardai and Ahoza. These were Jewish cities along the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, and they were, you might say, famous centers. So when they appointed this great scholar Saadia Gaon to be Gaon of Sura, that is the head of the academy and the law school and the courts of Sura, actually he lived in Baghdad, but his title was Gaon of Sura. The church does that many times. They will appoint somebody bishop of Trebizond, but he can't go to Trebizond because it's in a Muslim country. So they appoint him Bishop of Trebizond or Archbishop of Trebizond, and that's his title. But this was different. The heads of the Jewish schools of law and the courts in Babylonia became the great authorities in Jewish law for the whole world. So Jews of all countries used to appeal to them for final decisions or ask them questions and so on. So Baghdad was one of the great centers of Jewish life. Another one which grew up was Cairo, or the area around Cairo in a town called Fustat, which is Old Cairo. Then there was the city of Kairouan, and Kairouan is in North Africa. It's still there, but doesn't have the glory that it used to have. Kairouan was a great center of intellectual activity, and then the city of Fez in Morocco. Fez is still there, but at one time Fez was a great center of learning. And then Cordoba in Spain. But in Spain there were many centers where the Jews flourished, where the Muslims had their civilization, and they became great centers of intellectual activity. In fact, the first real medical school was established in Cordoba around the year 960. And it was an Arab physician by the name of Ibn Sina, who wrote books on medicine and books on anatomy, who established this medical school in Cordoba. And it had a great reputation, and the students used to come from Christian Europe to study there. If you've been to Cordoba, you might have seen the mosque. It's an incredible place. I think it's the third greatest mosque in Islam. And it has thousands and thousands of columns. But the Christians went in and they cut out a part of the mosque and they built a church in there. But the mosque is so big that the church is kind of swallowed up. Another feature of Cordoba, if you go there on a visit, you'll notice that the Spanish guides, keep on boasting about the great Spanish philosopher Moses Maimonides. And there's the Hotel Maimonides, and there's the Piazzale Maimonides, and the home of Maimonides, and the statue of Maimonides. They are so proud of this great Spanish philosopher, Rabbi Moses Maimonides. In any event, Cordoba was a great center of Jewish life and of Muslim life, and other centers, Toledo, Spain, later on, and even the town of Toledo, and Lucena. Lucena was a city in southern Spain, which is a great center of Jewish life.